Daniels was heartbreaking at the end of that Commanders game, but injuries have been the story of this NFL season.
Seriously, I mean, and they are every year, right? But it feels like the most high-profile guys, week to week, somebody is getting hurt with something significant right as they're starting to cook sometimes. Tucker Kraft, the latest guy breaking out to get hurt. Tough injury for Jayden Daniels, non-throwing arm, but the way the season has gone for Washington, you got to be a little concerned about putting him back out there if he's able to return later on. Projections wise, for the Commanders, we've got Mariota for 221 passing yards. Debo's topping out at 50.7. Failed to lead the way without McLaurin. LMC, that's Luke McCaffrey to you folks, is done for the season, most likely. Debo's 36% touchdown probability is the highest in that game for a passing game touchdown. So pretty tough outlook for the Commanders. On the Packers side, one of the breakout stories of this year, Tucker Kraft, torn ACL. Real chance he's back by the start of next season or very early on. The turnaround time for that injury when it's not a mess of the knee is better than it has been in past years. But Matthew Golden also, I think, left that game with a shoulder injury. So some Packers voids to fill. Dobbs right now projects as our leading receiver in that game, just about 50 yards. Christian Watson at 39. I think both have more upside than that with a big void, but the Eagles game, probably not the best to readjust to that, though.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's been brutal to see. I mean, I don't know. Tucker Kraft, I feel like we had mentioned multiple weeks in a row on this show, and for him to be next in line is heartbreaking. Jayden Daniels, I mean, the story of the Commanders season has been his availability. So for such a blowout to be the moment where that happens, you heard Dan Quinn come out and basically say that's 100% on me. It's hard not to agree with that. It'd be heartbreaking to be a Commanders fan or just be a fan of the NFL and enjoy watching Jayden Daniels and have to survive what just happened. Outside of the injury circle, the injury tent here, I had my eyes on the Kyle Monangai breakout. We did call this out a couple weeks ago on this channel, and it ended up coming to fruition. Now, DeAndre Swift was out entirely. That's part of why this came together, but he almost hit 200 total yards. And even if Swift is back, I would think Monangai has earned himself a pretty serious role within this offense, referenced it multiple times, but Ben Johnson has always been a 2 running back guy. If DeAndre Swift is kind of the finesse Jahmyr Gibbs in the new look Bears offense, feels like Monangai has a pretty obvious role as the goal line back, as the David Montgomery type that will just run into a wall and knock people over. He did it at will this past week. But are you buying Monangai down the line here the rest of the season?
Yeah, he kind of seems like the heir apparent in this backfield. Swift, I think he's on a 2-year, $24 million deal, something like that. So not something they can't move on from pretty easily. When that's done, you got the rookie control for Monangai. If Swift is out again, I'd feel wheels up on Monangai as an RB2. If he's not, I'd still feel pretty good that he's at the very least the clear 1B in the backfield, maybe took the 1A. And you've got to be feeling pretty good about it. 9.2 PPR points in our early projections, 34% TD probability, which is really big for him from previous weeks, 6.6% for 2. Giants allowing 121 rushing yards and almost a full rushing TD per game, 30th most fantasy points. Yeah, pretty good spot for both Bears RBs, but Kyle Monangai in particular coming off that hot breakout.
Yep. And if you stashed him on your fantasy team, you are reaping the benefits right now. It's why you listen to the waiver wire that Dave's going to have for us later in the show. One more takeaway from last week. Let's talk about my division here, the Detroit Lions division, the NFC North. No one wants to win it, seemingly. Goodness gracious. The Packers, the Lions, just disappointing right now. What do you make of this division, Dave? What's going to happen here?
Almost would say close your eyes and throw a dart and bet on the team that you pick to win, because I think that's about as good as any of us can give you any insight. Obviously, our model is, favoring the Lions and the Packers most overall, has been on the Lions side the whole time. But I think you have a 1-game difference between first, maybe it's three quarters of a game. I don't know. The ties got me all messed up in the standings, but the Vikings are in last at 4-4. Every team is available at plus money right now. So you can't go wrong, especially if you're taking one of the long shots and one of the favorites. Before this week, we had the Bears at 3.7 to win the division. A very slight value at plus 3,000 with fair odds at 2,600. Now they're plus 1,100. Vikings went from plus 6,000 to plus 1,400. A team that I was wrong. I will, I'm not going to hide from it. Said they were the trick of the week, and they tricked me most of all, thinking they were not going to do anything. So it's a total wheel of defeat. Packers beat the Lions, who drubbed the Bears, who lost the Vikings, who just beat the Lions. It's just the division's eating itself, and if you like gritty old football, I don't think you can get much better than the NFC North right now.
It's a fun league with the storylines. Like I always bring it up, but Ben Johnson in the same division as his former team. He's injected new life into Chicago. Then you've got JJ McCarthy, who I know we've discussed him. It's a different offense with McCarthy involved. It doesn't always look pretty, but there's just a level of belief and his ability on the ground that can take that offense to new heights. I think the Packers are still very good. In fact, maybe the class of the league with the questions that the Lions have on the offensive line right now. But you're right. You could convince me any of these teams is the value bet right now. And I think I would be able to nod my head in agreement. I'm just going to sit back and watch it play out from here.